Our journey to Oatman, Arizona would begin in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's about a 2-hour trip and about 115 miles one way. Now, the drive can be a little boring in areas, but there are some larger cities and some pretty scenery along the way. So just take your time and enjoy the views. We came across something on this trip that was not even close to being on our radar. A man set up alongside the road selling bonsai trees. Of course, we had to stop, and my mom and I each ended up with one. He was located at the corner of Highway 95 and East Boundary Cone Road in Fort Mojave, Arizona. Not sure if he's there all the time, but it was a cool stop. Oatman is about 15 minutes away from Fort Mojave, and it takes about 20 minutes to get to the little downtown area of Oatman. Now, what you may not realize is they can sometimes have their own greeting party, and they're a little bit wild.
Oh, it's a little one. Look at the... Oops, he laid down and he's rolling in the dirt.
Oh, here's another one, Tammy. Oh, there's
a little one.
He's waiting for
Oh,
him.
he's just looking.
Meet the most famous residents of Oatman, the wild Burros. I know, you might be thinking, what's the deal with the Burros running around town? Or maybe you've never even heard of it. So we'll get that out of the way first. Oatman is probably best known for the Burros that are in town. Now, these are small donkeys that are descendants from the original donkeys of the 1800s that the miners had brought into town to help them with their work. Now, you're going to find more Burros than people that live here, and it's a common thing to see them running around town and wanting you to give them some food. Beyond the Burros, what makes Oatman so special, or even a place that you might want to visit? It's the history of the town and the ability for them to revive it and to make it relevant again that draws folks near and far to come visit. It began as a small mining camp when two prospectors struck $10 million gold in 1915. There were already settlements in the vicinity for a number of years, but the population after that grew to about 3,500 people in a course of a year. For about a decade, the mines of Oatman were among the largest gold producers in the American West. I believe I read somewhere the population now is only 100. The Oatman Hotel was built in 1902. It remains the oldest two-story adobe structure in Mojave County and is on their historical landmarks. Now, one of the hotel's major attractions is a room that is designated to be the suite where Clark Gable and Carol Lombard supposedly spent their honeymoon in 1939. And there's even rumors that the place could be haunted. I'm not sure about that, and it appears there are no longer overnight guests, well, at least from this world, but it still serves as a museum, restaurant, and a gift shop. This would be our lunch spot for the day, and I'm so glad we went in here. It is weird, quirky, fun, which I love, and it was really busy and had some live music going on. The food was really good, and really it wasn't terribly priced considering the lack of options that are around. It took us a little bit to get our food, but it was just fun hanging out in here. The decor, well, it's a bit different, to say the least, and it's very interesting. Visitors are welcome to write on a dollar bill and staple it anywhere that you want. In some places, there appear to be layers and layers and layers of dollar bills. We were all in for $1 to mark the moment. We pulled out a couple of dollar bills to leave our personal mark. They have Sharpies there for you to write your note and staple guns for you to attach it anywhere you desire. I had to wonder how much money was on those walls and how that factored into insurance. Do they count that as assets? One thing you don't want to miss here is the daily gunfights. Yeah, it's cheesy, but heck, the whole town is, and that's what I loved about it. It was also educational and had a little bit of history mixed in for fun.
Through and everything. Because first we're going to tell you a little bit about Oatman. Now, Oatman is a gold mining camp, not a town. It was never incorporated into the state of Arizona. It only exists out here in these mountains because of gold. Gold mining started out here as early as 1865. The Moss Mine sits about 2 miles down on Silver Creek Wash. It was operated from 1865 to 1942. It has been back in operation actually for the last 18 years and is still producing quite a bit of gold. He realized there was a quartz vein over the side of the mountain. He went to investigate, realized there was gold in that quartz, so he went back to Kingman and stuck a claim on it. Well, he came back out to work his claim. Somewhere along the line, 2 other men realized he found something out there, so they followed him out to Kingman to see what it was he found. And they realized it was mountains, and that was at $10 and $15 an ounce. So that's only a third of it. There's a lot of gold still out here somewhere on the ground. And they never did find anything close to what would be called the mother lode, or where the main source of the gold was coming from. They found about seven different big, what they call bonanzas, which is large pockets of gold, but they never actually found the mother lode, or where the gold was actually coming from. So who knows how much gold might really be out there somewhere. In any case, by 1951, they realized the gold mining wasn't coming back anytime soon. So, work $20 anyway.
21. Excuse me, I'm
money from your kids.
That should have
Wait a minute. This must be this thing over here.
I don't know what he's doing.
All the money. Give me your gold.
You can't just do that.
Come on now, you hand it over. I'll start shooting.
Hey, kid, what are you going to do with that thing?
I guess not much. They ain't answering.
I ain't gonna answer you. You can't get none out of that unless you got a bank account in there.
Right. I didn't bring a bank account.
Well, then you're gonna have to go rob just like everybody else does.
All right, I'll go inside.
Well, you never go check the ass.
That's a restaurant.
Get away from the ATM.
You gotta move.
Next time you're gonna get it.
He's mean. Both sides.
Upset. Oh, I see why he was upset now.
What is it?
He's the one hoarding all the toilet paper. I'm ready.
What did you shoot me for?
I didn't shoot you.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
We spent 2 hours here and had a great time. I'm sure all ages would enjoy this detour to soak in a little bit of the Old West vibes and maybe get to know the Burros a little bit. Now, those with mobility issues or with wheelchairs, you can still enjoy this town. We had 2 walkers with us, and we did well. We just had to be careful and watch out and maneuver around some things. If your travels to Oatman include going to or leaving from Las Vegas and you've never been to Hoover Dam, you'll want to make sure that you take a little time to do that. Now, we had been a couple of times before and we had done the entire tour of inside and all of that. So we just wanted to do a quick drive-by just to see what things looked like this time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Substack. Substack, you'll find all my travel details, hints, tips, and complete travel itineraries.